Welcome to Cold Antler Farm, episode 13. Today, we're making yarn. How about the internets? So what you need today to make yarn? Well, you're gonna need wool, so I suggest getting a hold of a sheep. Free barber service? Yeah. So, what you need besides wool is just a few items. You're gonna need a bowl or a plastic vessel of some sort. Tupperware is fine. Something about twice the size of the amount of wool you want to wash. This small amount of wool for demonstration purposes, we're just gonna use a plastic bowl I have. Now to wash the wool, all you need is your basic detergent dish soap, the kind of stuff you use to fight grease and bacteria on your pots and pans. Hey dealer, I'm gonna need 2 cards. Get it? These are cards. They're called carding tools. And these are made specifically to straighten out those kinky and curly fibers naturally found in sheep wool and make it into fiber you can spin. I'll show you how to card later, but if you notice, these look a lot like slicker brushes you may see for your dogs or cats in pet stores. A good pair of cards made to handle wool. These can cost upwards of $50. Dog brushes on sale at the dollar store? Not a bad way to start. This spinning wheel is a spinning wheel. This is a dowel rod bought from the hardware store, a wooden wheel meant for kids' toys, and on the end there's a little hook that was screwed in. That's it. Some wood glue right here about 2 inches from one end. A hook on the other end. That's it. This makes yarn, which makes hats and gloves and scarves. You can make clothing with this. Isn't that crazy? The first step is to add water to your bowl. Not a lot. The second step, thanks turkeys, is to add soap to your water. Not a lot. The last step is to add the wool to your water. Now, what I'm going to do is just use my hand to press down and pat this wool. I am not going to swish it. I am not going to agitate it because agitating wool causes felting. All you see here is this ramen noodly mess of wool, water, and mild soap. That's it. So what we have here is some washed clean wool. This was done at Antler Stock on Saturday, and I know what you're thinking. It looks just like the dirty wool, right? Well, it's not. It's entirely different. And the reason is that soaking bath and detergents, while it may not look very, different since it was the clean wool off the back of the sheep, it is different because this doesn't have lanolin on it, or at least not very much. Lanolin is the natural oil found in sheep on their back. It's what makes them so weatherproof and comfy. We've taken the lanolin and the oils of the sheep out of this, as well as any flakes of skin or any other little nasty bits. This right here is ready to card. What you're going to do is take your clean wool that's dried and set it on your card. See how it naturally sticks to it? I am just sticking it so that the teeth grab it like Velcro. Look at that. Now, if you look closely, and trust me, this is no magical fancy hand spinner method. I know there are many of you in the comments who can leave much better ways to do this. For demonstration purposes, we put wool that's all kinky and, curly and unruly on the hand spinner. Here's the before shot. Now we take our other card, and starting tip to tip, I'm going to start carding. I'm pulling back and forth with the carder to turn that unruly wool into something a little different. In just a few strokes, look what's starting to happen, guys. That kinky weird wool is starting to become individual fibers. Usually there's more skill involved, but holding up 2 cards in front of a laptop camera in a sheep field makes it look like I have a couple extra chromosomes involved in the process. Just a few minutes of carding, that fuzzy kinky wool has turned into this. And you take it off, like so. And what you're left with, guys, is, if you can believe it, this beautiful, wispy, ready to spin roving. Technically this is a rolag. That's what a little roving turd is called. However, I can show you right now how to turn this into yarn. So here's the star of the show, the drop spindle. As you can see, I tied on some yarn. Any yarn will do to start with. It doesn't have to be hand spun. Any kind of natural yarn that you can ply apart into smaller fibers. It's tied on here. It's kind of wound around and spun here. And this here is just going up and onto our hook. See how the hook is holding that? See how it's already spinning like magic? So, you spin this. So you give this a good spin. This is a spinning wheel. End of yarn. Are you checking this out? End of yarn from the drop spindle. Loose fibers from the rolag. I am pinching the yarn and loose fibers together as I spin. Now, what happens is, you see how they start to bind together? This isn't pretty. That's yarn. It just wants to twist. It naturally wants to twist. And so what you end up with is yarn. So thank you for watching. Please comment if you have a comment. If you have tips or tricks or favorite places to get supplies, please put those in the comments. Let me know if you've ever tried this and any advice you may have for people brand new to hand spinning. I ask any of you who enjoyed this to share it with your friends, send it out an email, put it out on Facebook, on Twitter, whatever social media you like dancing with. Thank you for watching, and come back and we'll learn to do more things together. Enjoy October, guys. It's still happening.